on.
Yo,
And we are
welcome.
going live. We are going live. Jim, hit me with the question. Whatever you want.
See, I don't think you've ever boxed. You do some Muay Thai, right?
I do a little Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu now. I have never proper boxed. Yeah, never proper boxed. I'm on that BJJ grind right now. Not gonna lie, I'm getting close to that blue belt. I'm getting close to that blue belt. I'm sniffing it.
Okay.
I'm like right there, dude.
Your stand-up game is gonna need some help, and
My stand-up game is good. I wrestled in high school.
Our guest today got you, bro. So let's run that intro and let's go.
Let's do it, brother. Let's hit it. We the alumni, ripping it up while you were gun shy. Running back, reincarnated, graduated and elevated. Past lives of fast times from our high school and beyond education. Take a listen, nostalgia's never distant. No disses on this track, we handle our business. NBA, JD, DPT, we got the stack. Hey Jim, it's time to bring our classmates back.
Hey, hold on. Tyler, hey, he did his thing on that, my boy.
Hey,
okay, Tyler.
AJ approved.
Yeah, so you got bars, baby. Good shit, baby. Good shit. I seen it, man.
Dude, everyone approves, man.
That's right. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. All right, we're about to get into our first segment right here.
Oh, no, not the high school.
Look at this. Look at this stud right here. Look at the homecoming king, dog. Homecoming king up in here. We got tonight.
Hey, yeah. I peaked back then, bro.
He's still and Elvia Medina. I remember her too. Yeah.
Classic, man. Hey, that's a homie, bro. Shout out to Elvia.
Yeah. I think she's a cop now or something. That's what Nick said.
Her and her sister, man. They're killing it, bro. They're
wow. Okay, that's cool.
Santa Monica PD. So don't act up because they're gonna be on your ass, right? Don't act up.
If she's down, we'll bring her on this podcast.
That'd be dope. That'd be dope, man. It's good to see you boys, man.
Good to see you, bro. Today we got AJ Perez. In case you don't know, this guy is pretty awesome. Boxing trainer, boxer.
Not no more, man. I'm just a trainer, bro. Just a trainer.
Just a trainer. Still cool as shit. Way cooler than me. And maybe in middle school I could have held my own against him, but now he'll kick my ass. All right, so.
Listen, bro. I didn't have a growth spurt, bro. Us Mexicans, bro. We kind of stay around the 5'8".
Yeah, you stay strong. Yeah.
It was dangerous out there, bro. So I had to learn something, man. You know what I mean?
That's what's up, dude. Today Tyler's the buttons guy, so I'm gonna let him lead.
I got a lot on my plate today because Jim's not in his usual spot. I got my light in the back. AJ's got his light West Side shout out, so that's awesome too.
I don't know if you can see it, man.
That's right. We're down a light because of Jim.
It's all good. It's all good. I know this ain't the usual spot for Jimbo, but we gonna hold it down anyways, man.
We will. First one's a pretty good intro. Real quick, man. Just if you had to rate that high school experience 1 to 10, 10 is the best ever. What would you say that quick rating was?
Oh man, quick rating. Probably gonna give it a 9. Solid 9, dude. Honestly, it was a good time. I don't know. Me personally, I feel like I was a social creature by habit, and I didn't like school, but I liked everybody I went to school with. Yeah, for the most part, I feel like I never really got too cliquey. So I would have, obviously I played sports, but I didn't really only hang out with other people who play sports. I delved into different crowds and different people from different walks of life. So, and we had a big high school. What was our graduating class number? How many did we have?
Almost 830.
Okay, so 800 people in one, and that's people who actually made it.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of people didn't graduate.
Facts. So man, I definitely a 9, dude. I had a great time in high school. I'm not gonna lie.
Dang,
that's
life got harder after high school.
That's true.
It turned out okay.
Yeah.
But, I would say I can look back at high school and think of simpler times.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. That's a good point.
I think Jesse Alvarez was a 9 as well. He might have been another 9, but that's a pretty good rating. That's dope. That's
dude. Honestly, it would have been a 10 if I had a growth spurt that got me to like 6 foot something. But so like, because I would have been killing it. I probably would have. I didn't even play basketball, but I would have played. Dude.
Right.
You know, like, whatever. I stuck to football and track and field, and it turned out all right.
You
still. It was a 9 because I had to hover around that 5 foot 10. I still won homecoming king though, so like,
that's right. You beat out Luke Milan, you beat out Garrett Saffron.
Tough competition, man. We got the Harvard recruit. We got captain of the football team, Garrett Saffron, quarterback. Like, oh boy. I had to campaign, man. I had to dig deep, and luckily I pulled away with the win, man. I got lucky.
Yeah,
that's right. He made it. AJ made it through. That's what it's about. The next fun segment here is going to be the hot seat. So this one is a little bit
that quick? I'm already in the hot seat, bro?
You're already in the hot seat, bro. Already,
All right, run it.
There's 7 questions and 2 hall passes. So if there's 2 hot to handle, you can pass, 2 of these, up to 2, right? So first one's going to be, who was your high school crush, and did you ever shoot your shot?
High school crush, man, I'm not gonna lie, there was a lot, bro. Like, so I think about like when we went from John Adams to Sambo, like only being around the John Adams girls was cool. Like we had some really pretty girls, but like, man, when we got to see like the Lincoln middle school girls or like the ones who came from like some Malibu random charter middle school, like
money was different.
My mind was blown. I was like, yo, well, I was like used to dating like cholas who wear pro clubs and shit, fool. But like, damn, now I'm over here. I done leveled up. I can talk to these girls, like, but if I had to nail it to like one girl, like, man, it's tough. Probably closer to the end of high school, I had a crush on a girl on the softball team, Megan Bradley. I probably had like a crush on her for a little bit, and like that's like the closest I could come to memory, to be honest.
Gotcha. Did you ever let her know that you liked her?
Yeah, I did, but like it wasn't working out. Like I let her know probably like my senior year. She was a junior.
Yeah,
younger than us. I remember. You're younger than us. No, it didn't pan out. What are you gonna do? But I shot my shot, flopped. But like,
AJ,
I don't know. What's up,
AJ? John Adams, Pro Club, Jordans, Hot Cheetos.
That's all you need, bro. And those were the girls I went for, though. Like, they were on point. Some of them are getting pregnant, but like, what are you gonna do?
Latinos are the most fertile people on the planet. Yeah,
it's fucking nuts, bro. I was like, damn. What was crazy was like being like a 7th, 8th grader, 9th grader, and like your competition, some 25-year-old who drives a car. I'm like, this is okay. Something's off here, bro. Yeah, this dude's like pulling up to our middle school and high school, and he's got a car, and that's who I got to compete with out here. Some dude from the neighborhood like that. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. So you know,
that's
crazy. Yeah, I didn't do too well with the ladies till like after high school. You know.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. This is gonna be an awesome hot seat.
I took a lot of L's, man. It is what it is. It's all good.
It all stacks up.
Put some hair on my chest. I did all right, man. It's cool.
He grew up.
The boy grew up. All good. Question 2 is gonna be: who did you have beef with in high school, or just didn't have a good vibe around in general?
One kid that comes to mind, and like the beef was over by the time we became like sophomores, because he ended up going to Olympic high school. And like, it's funny. I don't like to speak on the dead, but like he passed away some years ago. Right. But he was the only guy that I really like had like beef with. I could think of. His name was William. I forgot his last name, but we called him something. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, William Cox, bro. I remember.
Was it William Cox? Is that his last name? No. Different guy.
That's a different guy.
That William I got along with. I knew him. But it was this Mexican kid. He was kind of light skinned though. So like he's
like a cholo or no?
Yeah, we called him Beaver when he was in middle school, but he changed his name like when he got put on the hood because he ended up getting put on the gangs. He was they called him man, I'm trying to remember his name, but like we had like a little stint from like 8th grade and 9th grade, and like that's the only guy I could think of that I didn't get because overall like I got along with everybody.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. But we got down like one time in front of like John Adams, and like that was it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Rest in peace to William, man. That shit. It's sad hearing about people who passed with, man.
In the past, yeah.
Yeah, it ain't like that, man. So, rest in peace, William, man. But that's the only guy I could think of, to be honest. Because honestly, bro, I got along with mostly everybody. I had a hard time, like, not getting along with people. I think.
Yeah. I can definitely see that.
That's probably why I won Homecoming King, though, to be honest, man.
I was going to say, it plays very well. So that
we do a good job politicking. I should run for mayor or something. I don't know, dude.
Never too late. Question 3 is: did you drink or do drugs in high school? Why or why not?
Yeah, what the fuck? the why not if like I didn't was because like football was in season or I was running track. But even then, like, you know, after games on Friday, like I would, you know, still be outside. Like, I don't know. I had a hard time not socializing. I don't want to be home.
Yeah. Okay.
That's changed. Like I feel like I got all that out the way. You know, I was trying to like be partying and stuff, and it felt fun. Felt like I would have better luck with chicks if, like, you know, I was outside being cool and drinking whatever. But that's changed a lot since high school. I'm glad I kind of got, because by the time I got to, you know, being done with high school, you know, I skipped the college route, so I didn't really get a chance to like really party too much in college. But yeah, I was kind of over that phase.
Yeah, the hangovers hit different at 30 for sure. It's like it's not in the cards.
I can't even tell. I can't remember the last time I had a hangover, because like if I do drink, it's very little.
Yeah, me too. Very social, very social. Okay. Now we're gonna go a little financial right up in here. So question 4: Are you currently north or south of a 6-figure income?
Oh man, why you gotta do us like that, bro? You
I gotta do you like that. You can pass, bro. You can pass.
No, I'm not passing because it's north.
It is not passing, bro.
No, it's north. I've done pretty well for myself. Like, but that's only as of recent. Like, I would say like it took a while to kind of come into my own as a boxing trainer. Because to be honest, when I first got into the space, it was kind of by accident. I had a shoulder injury, then I had surgery, and I was in the boxing gym, and I had the injury while I was boxing. And the gym that I was at actually gave me a job, like helping out and assisting with classes. And from there, I just like kind of turned that into a fitness career. But at the time I came into it, the fitness industry wasn't really gravitating towards boxing as like a modality that people are going to do that's palatable to an audience that also serves Equinox members or Soul Cycle, you know, people, or Orange Theory. Like now, like the companies that I've built and worked with, they're all like competitive with those people and those brands.
Right.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay.
AJ, how do boxing trainers get paid? Like, what do people?
Well, it depends which role you're in. I've gotten multiple streams of revenue. Like you could either be a traditional boxing coach and just train fighters, and you get a percentage of the purse from the fights that you corner. And you run the training camp. Sometimes there's managers that, you know, if you're at the highest level of a boxing coach, managers who manage fighters will have you on their payroll to just train their stable of fighters, and you have their gym or your gym, and they send all their fighters to you, and it works out like that. But for the most part, that's a very small percentage of boxing coaches. Like everybody's hustling, doing private training, teaching classes. For me, like I teach big group fitness classes. So like, you know, I get up to 60 people in a room, and I've been doing that for years. And that's with Rumble Boxing, started in New York City. Also, I've done a lot of digital work in the space where I do at-home workouts. So I'm like, damn, dude, like Billy Blank's kind of, you know, me and him are kind of aligned right here. Like, you know, I'm over here doing pretty much a little Taibo workout for these people.
I was going to say the Taibo. I remember that shit, bro. That's awesome.
Honestly, it's the same type of deal, just like probably a little bit more of an authentic delivery, you know, of like a traditional boxing workout. But yeah, so like multiple different streams of revenue in that department. Like owning a gym, you can do private training, you can train fighters, you can do digital stuff now that the age of digital is really out there. So, you know, yeah, and like and because of the digital stuff is honestly where I got most of my money from over the last couple of years. Because you know, I auditioned for some pretty big brands and got hired by some pretty big brands to lead their boxing workouts.
Solid.
Oh man,
we're about to get into that whole story.
Yeah, that was a good question. Interesting to see different revenue streams for sure.
Hot seat.
Two more questions.
I ain't passing, bro. I'm not passing. I'm telling you.
You better not pass. You better not pass this. What was your most embarrassing or awkward high school moment you can recall?
I got one. I got one. Okay. And it's funny. I'm so glad the one person who saw this was like the sweetest person on the planet. Okay. And so I was walking in front of the history building, and I was walking up those little like the wheelchair ramp. I was walking had my little backpack, and like, you know, it was like right after nutrition, I think. And as I'm walking, you know, we had seagulls. We're right by the beach, Santa Monica High School, man. And like a seagull took the fattest turd right on my forehead and it was splattered on me. And I like immediately was like, oh no, because it happened to me in middle school too. So I knew exactly what just happened to me.
Right.
The only person who saw was and like honestly, the campus is huge. I'm surprised nobody saw this. I locked eyes with Candace Hakeem, the triplet with Ariel. And I was so glad, like, she's the only one who saw it, dude. Because, like, I mean, it could have been anybody, dude. And, like, it was, like, a family friend, like, the sweetest person on the planet, Candace Hakeem, who saw it. But that was honestly one of the most embarrassing moments for me, at least, that I could think of. But,
Dude, that's funny.
I think I went home after that. Like, I was not trying to be in class. Or, like, I didn't want to, like, wash off in the sink. And I went home.
I understand.
You go home. You go home.
I came back for football practice, but, like, yeah, that sucked. Because it was on my shirt, it was on my backpack, it was over, bro. I was like, I'm not going to class, bro. Like, nah.
Not happening. Throw that outfit out. Last question. Last homecoming king is obviously a yes, but did you have your first kiss in high school? And if so, who was it with?
First kiss not in high school.
Okay.
First kiss in middle school.
Okay.
But yeah, I would say first kiss was in middle school. And it was funny. It was actually with this girl named Monica. Her younger sister was in our age, but she was already at Samo. I think she was a sophomore when we were 8th grade.
Okay.
And like, yeah, it was like after like a night of partying, and she like, made out with me at the park. And it was like my first time ever, like, I think I had kissed a girl before on the lips, but I had never like, like she like definitely like gave me like this is a high school girl kiss. And I'm in the 8th grade. I'm like, oh shit, this is different. This is different. And
the geometry of the lips are way different here. Yeah.
Bro, I threw away all my Pokemon cards that night. It was over, bro. I became a
man. Pokemon cards at that point, man. I feel like in 8th grade.
Bro, those are worth like thousands of dollars now. If you had those Pokemon cards.
My little brother has all his Pokemon cards still, bro. And like there's really valuable ones in those packs. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
we're talking
you can get like thousands of dollars for a couple of them fancy ones,
That's
but
insane.
yeah, so Monica Prado, I remember her. Nice
Damn, bro. All right. AJ just crushed that hot seat. That was legendary. No passes.
That was it? Dude, no passes. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Like 5 people that have survived this with no pass.
For real? I don't blame him, man. Honestly, I was kind of nervous to like talk about, like, man, I don't want to talk about these people like and put them out there, but what? I got nothing bad to say, man. Yeah, I got nothing bad to say about them, so it's all good.
All right. Well, way back in 2010, bro, you graduated high school. Your principal was Dr. Hugo Pedroza. I think you were in some house. Which house were you in? Do you remember?
House.
Okay.
I was in too. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. House gang in this building.
You might have houses with T. I'm not really sure.
Was it Mr. T? No, I had the other, not Pedroza, but there's another Latino guy. He's a little bigger. I forgot his name, man. Damn. Yeah, I honestly didn't really like get too close with administration, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I just never did. I was just kind of like try to fly under the radar from them. I didn't want to. I think my freshman year, I had a lot of interactions with administration, but never Dr. Pedrosa. Because I think at one point they were like threatening sending me to Olympic because my grades weren't good coming in from John Adams. But I cleaned it up, dude. I was like, what? I ain't trying to fucking go to continuation school, bro. Like, hold on. Like, I belong here with these. Well, you see all these pretty girls from Lincoln Middle School? I'm going to kick it here for a little bit, bro. Like, nah. Like, you ain't sending me to Olympic with all these hood rats. I'm playing that.
At the end of that, you graduated from high school. You walked the stage. And your life started afterwards, after high school. I think we went to grad night. I think I saw you at grad night.
Yep, I was there.
And then
went to grad night.
Yeah, and you wake up the next morning and you lose touch with most of the people you went to high school with. You're just like, no, it's just how it goes, The whole premise of this podcast, why we have it, is to find out your path from that time where you graduated that next morning all the way until you got to your seat right here with us. And the floor, bros, is all yours.
Man, so all right. We want to start like from graduation. I remember being there hot as hell. I remember Kyle Robinson holding up like the score for the Lakers game.
Yeah.
I remember that. And then like beyond that, I remember also being really sick. People didn't know, but I was there, but like I was battling like a horrible like flu.
Damn.
And like I was like right in the middle of it, and like I had to go. My twin sister was going, by the way. Yeah, most people don't. Even in high school, by the way, like I have a twin sister named Raquel, so maybe we get her on this podcast too. But she's killing it, man. She's doing her thing. But yeah, so I went home after like all the photos and stuff, and like then we had to go to grad night later. And luckily, I didn't live too far from Samo. But I showed up to grad night and I didn't make it all the way to the end. Like I tried to stay as long as I could, but I was so sick. I walked home by like I think midnight. I was pretty toast. And then I actually never even got my my diploma.
Okay. Well, I remember you used to live by the KFC and 99-cent store.
So that was on Pico and 28th Stewart Street.
Bro, I remember that. Yeah.
My parents had me there. Then I ended up moving to Topanga actually. By the time we were like getting into our freshman year. Okay. Topanga, I lived in Topanga Canyon until like just before senior year. My mom actually still lives in that neighborhood. She's off of Ocean Park in Lincoln.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. So relatively stayed on the west side, but like because of that first move, I had to like use my grandmother's address to stay at Samo.
I had to get a permit from like the LA City.
Yeah, Jim did that.
Yeah, I didn't want to go. I mean, I live in the Valley now, but I didn't want to go to school out here.
Yeah, I get it. I understand. Santa Monica is a different vibe.
But yeah, man. So after high school, I think I kept in contact with like most of my friends, like from high school, or like from the football team, like me and like the homies I went to like school with, like my boy Garrett Saffron, Luke, Chris Featherstone, a bunch of the day ones, my boy Avi Lasanto who was on here. I kicked it with them for as long as I could because I actually stayed local because I didn't go to school. So yeah, I actually got into construction. We graduated 2010. I was 17. I didn't turn 18 till August that summer. I think we graduated whatever month that was in the springtime.
Right.
And I started doing construction that summer. Did that for about 5 years.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Then while I was a construction worker, I was thinking, I'll probably end up getting a contracting license and doing this forever. But in the meantime, I was also a boxing trainer. So I got into that probably like when I was 18, like shortly again, like right after graduation. Construction, football was kind of like boxing is where I ended up doing. So I did construction for a little bit. That was fun. That was cool as hell. And then like after that, I had to get a surgery from the boxing training. I tore my my labrum in my left shoulder.
Oh, okay.
And got the surgery. And after that, I was out of work. I think I spent a little time doing some club promotion stuff with my boy Zach Ramsey, and it was.
I remember Zach.
Yeah, that's my guy. That's my day one. So like me and Zach, we were hustling, like getting college girls over to a couple of nightclubs in Vegas and the Sunset Strip in West Hollywood, and I did that for like 7-8 months, and then backed out of that because I was also coming back to the gym that I actually tore my shoulder in to help assist some of the boxing classes they were doing. And then, so after that, I broke away from the nightlife stuff that I was doing and stuck with the boxing training stuff and like was doing personal training, teaching classes. And I've been doing that ever since. Since I was like 21.
Damn.
Yeah.
So a little come up, man. But like, where else should we go from there? Like, if I'm being honest, like things kind of picked up after the whole boxing training thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that you used to. Well, I want to split it into. I want to go. I remember you tried to. I think you had some fights, right? Like you actually like boxed.
I did amateurs for a little bit. Like honest, bro, that shit didn't last long at all. One, I came in really late, so starting boxing at 18 years old, especially at the time that I was doing it. Yeah. Most of my peers that were in the gym with me had been doing it and had like their first amateur fight when they were like 10 years old.
Damn.
So I had a lot of catching up to do, and like I had already like gotten beat up from football and stuff, and I was like, man, like all right, well let me try this boxing thing. I tried sparring and I tried like a smoker, and I was like, all right, man, like I'm ready to go. Like I at this point, if I'm 20 years old and I'm in the gym all the time, I'm sparring, world class guys, I'm getting good fast. I should be able to turn pro by the time I'm like 23. Right. And while I'm training and like getting ready for a Golden Gloves tournament, I was like, all right, man, this could like rank me nationally if I end up competing. I tore my shoulder. I tore my rotator or my labrum, and I had like a 6-hour surgery on the shoulder, and like they had to do a full repair on it, and it was pretty brutal, man. Like the recovery sucked. I honestly still feel a little messed up in my shoulders sometimes, but hey, it had to be done. And honestly, that was the catalyst that put me in a position to become a trainer. So been doing the whole trainer thing since, and honestly, it's been one of the most rewarding things I've ever done.
That's crazy. I want to go through like what it takes to become a boxing trainer, and then like obviously you've been everywhere in boxing training. I see you on online doing classes. I see you with famous boxers if you follow boxing community. So I want to go through that entire path. I want to hear what it took to become a boxing trainer, and then like the different avenues that you've
Yeah, man. So I'll start with the gym that I was actually at, where I had the shoulder injury, where I was training out of. That gym also taught group classes for just everyday people. We had lawyers, we had college kids, we had anybody who was in there that wanted to train boxing and wasn't a competitive boxer. They could take our workout and fitness classes. And the peers that I had to work there with were all super accomplished boxers. Like my biggest mentor was my friend Rashad Holloway, who was a high-ranked national champion that he could have competed to like be on the Olympic team. And he turned pro. I think he finished off his career with like 13 fights, but had the same surgery I did. Wow. So then he became a trainer. Like that's why I kind of like looked up to him. He went down. I was like, damn, bro, you had the same shoulder surgery I had. Like, and now you're still in the boxing game, killing it. So, and then there was a couple Olympians that were actually in the gym too. One from Ireland and one from England, and one of them is actually I still see him around. He lives in Vegas. His name's Wayne. He was Olympic silver medalist, and he also was a world champion and Hall of Fame boxer. Oh. So like he made it to as far as you can as a boxer, and I got to work with him and alongside him in the gym that I was at. Yeah. So starting there with that tight-knit community of boxing trainers and coaches and former professionals, I ended up, just soaking up as much game as possible. And I was really lucky to be in that environment, because I can't say that I'd be in the position I am without all those people that paved the way for me. And also like just kind of like being able to like, hey, I worked with that former world champion. I used to train with this guy. I sparred that guy. Like those things within the boxing community, it means a lot to people. Like, holy shit, like you moved around with those guys. And then like, I come into any gym, and now that my work has kind of spoken for itself, I am like a little bit more well known as a boxing trainer. But it started there. It was humble beginnings, and I was really lucky to have those guys that had already accomplished so much in boxing, way more than I ever would have, and they helped me and helped pave the way to get my career started.
For sure.
That's incredible.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what do you think are like the main physical attributes that make, like you said, an Olympic caliber boxer? Is it like footwork? Is it, a devastating punch, a knockout punch? Is it, defense? Like, what are the things that make a supremely good boxer, in your opinion?
I would say, a lot of it has to do with genetics. Like if you are born with like a certain trait, like maybe you're fast, maybe you hit really hard. Like honestly, some people are born with the ability just to hit really hard.
Interesting.
Having that as the base, like, is honestly really going to help you out a lot, because teaching technique, as long as you go to the right trainer, they're going to teach you the right technique, and then getting the right amount of sparring and the right amount of like competition from the amateurs into the professional rankings, you're going to do pretty good. And but I would say like when it comes to like the top level of boxing, everybody's good.
Yeah.
Everybody's fast. Everybody hits hard.
Right.
Everybody trains hard.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is like a lot of it is like honestly just heart, like having balls to like go in there, because at the end you're gonna get hit. You got to accept it. You're gonna get punched in the face, and over time, like with your experience in boxing or any combat sport, you're used to the contact. I'm sure your first day doing jiu-jitsu, the first time somebody tapped you, like you remember that feeling, and then by the time like it's your 100th time doing jiu-jitsu, you're not getting tapped as easy. You know what I mean?
Right.
So same thing in boxing, man. And like the more experience you have, the better. And the more natural attributes that God gives you with in your genetic code, that definitely helps you. But beyond that, like it's just having balls, man. Because like everybody hits hard, everybody's fast, and at the top level, it's who can maintain that and like be able to persevere a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I have a story for you. In college, I picked up boxing just for like probably about 8 to 10 weeks of just straight up like training.
Hey, that's a training camp, bro. 8 weeks is a training camp.
And I went to like a real boxing gym. Like I went to like this one by my house where like these guys have like kind of done some of the amateur professional shit, and they had a ring, right? So then like the whole time after like week 5, this dude was like basically telling me like you should spar, right?
Yeah.
I was like, hell no. Until like one day I was like, all right, fine, I'll spar. All right.
Yeah.
And I got in the ring, and I actually it was 6 rounds or whatever, and I technically won, right? And this is how I stopped. You want to hear how?
Yeah, I love hearing these stories, bro. Go ahead.
Again, the next morning, bro, I kid you not, my mom freaked out because I didn't have shit. Like I had a little red mark right here, a little red mark right here that ended up bruising, a little bit on my lip just because it was just he landed a really good one. I won the freaking bout, bro. I dude was twice my size too. I'm not even gonna lie. Right,
my boy. See, all those years going body.
I'll go body with him. I'm not gonna spar him. I'll go body.
My mom freaked out, bro, and she's like, "You think you want a boxer?" I was like, "Bro," I was like, "I stopped, bro."
She hit you with the accent too, bro. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna close my garage so I got better lighting right here. I think it's getting kind of dark. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm in my garage gym, so I gotta.
Oh shit!
Right, hold on.
Okay. That's real boxing shit to have a garage.
Yeah, just do a little tour of his gym right now. I kind of like that.
All right, so I mean, we don't really. I mean, it's honestly messy right now. I got the heavy bag. Yeah. I got the calisthenics with the pull-up bar. I don't need much for boxing training, but most of the boxing training is the sparring, hitting the heavy bags, hitting the mitts. Doing your calisthenic body, because we don't really do a lot of. It's not necessary to do too much weights. You can. But you would more focus on explosive work, ballistic training, like slamming medicine balls, doing things that are going to be beneficial to striking.
Explosive. Is that speed bag useful, or is that just kind of gimmicky?
It is if it's added into because there's people who just go to the gym and hit the speed bag and they're really good.
Tight, man. I sound like I'm a fighter. I'm just fucking beating on that shit, but I can't do shit.
Well, that's the thing. There's guys who are really good at the speed bag and they have really good hand-eye coordination, but they never tried boxing and actually beating. Exactly. So it could be something that's beneficial if you use it along with the other training you're doing. But I have seen guys. I'm like, damn, this guy's a beast on the speed bag. Then I see him on the heavy bag. I'm like, oh, this guy's a retard. He doesn't know how to box. He just likes hitting this. He just likes hitting the speed bag, which is cool. You can do that, but I guess to me, it's not even really much of a workout other than kind of building up your muscle endurance in your shoulders to keep your hands up. But it ain't gonna help you really. You're not throwing real. Yeah, but some people use the speed bag in certain ways where they throw punches on it and stuff. And so it depends how functional you are with it. But yeah.
Hey AJ, can you show us something on the heavy bag right now? It's right there.
That's we made Connor play the violin on our show.
Yeah, we see it.
Robert beatbox. We should make something every show. I love it.
Bro, hold on. Let me get this little. Where's the heavy bag? All right. Let's see. I don't got no gloves on, man.
Yeah, I know. Don't go full strength.
Yeah, don't tear a labrum, dog. Don't tear a labrum. It's not worth it.
Don't worry, man. I mean, luckily y'all caught me on a good day. I didn't really, exerted too much, but don't tell them. I got my chanclas on, all right. So listen, you're gonna get what
you're ready. I love this.
You're gonna get what you're gonna get out of me, dog. All right.
AJ is delivering right now.
I'll break it down, my boys. So I teach this every day. There's 6 punches. You got the jab. That's the most useful punch. You got your cross. You got your hooks. You got your uppercuts.
Okay.
That's about it, man. And everything else they're just trying to actually land those shots is the problem.
Yeah.
Especially with the guy who actually and then you have to do it for longer than a few seconds. Most street fights only last 10 seconds maximum. Yeah, so then by the time you try boxing, bro, you're like, holy shit, that shit is fucking exhausting.
Yeah, it's 14 rounds or some bullshit. How long is the boxing?
No. 10 rounds. 12 rounds is the longest that you can go at a championship level.
Yeah.
But it depends. Amateurs is only 3 rounds. So even in the Olympics, 3 rounds, that's all you get. That's all you do.
Right.
And then when you turn professional, 4 rounds is what people usually do, to start, at least a couple, and then 6 rounds, and then 8 rounds, and then 10 is typically if you're a seasoned, you have more than 10, 12 professional fights if you're moving up the right way.
Yeah.
And 12 is the most. But back in the day, before our time, I think they stopped doing this in the 80s. They used to do 14 rounds.
Okay.
Yeah, or 15. I don't know. They did a lot more than 12.
It was a lot. Yeah, back in the
fighters are stronger now, right? So they can't last as long as they used to, right?
I'm not sure if it's they try to make it a reason as for more brain damage, I guess. But also it mostly it's TV time.
Yeah.
The networks are like, dude, like these fights are going on forever. Like we need to be able to like move these shows on more fast so we can get our other TV channels some love on the network, because they would end up cutting a lot of boxing shows short back in the day.
Makes sense.
Oh,
All right. Back to your journey as a boxing trainer. Thank you for showing us that.
First of all, props to AJ for just throwing a bag dog on live. We didn't set him up for this at all. He just did it. So that's respect.
On the spot.
You guys are hilarious, bro. No, that was fun, man.
But okay, so when you're a trainer and you're coming up, like you have a hella social media following. You have hella kind of like streams that are like where you're like teaching boxing. Like, how did you end up with all that? It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So funny enough, man, after that, I started at that first boxing gym I was telling you guys about. I ended up leaving there around 2017. And I was 24, 25 years old at the time. And like, I felt like I had kind of outgrown the gym or the job, if I'm being honest. And I didn't really feel like there was much room for growth. So I was like, all right, I'm able to retain like clients that I garner on my own, because by that time I'd already been slowly building my social media, and I was just training clients, doing house calls. I was teaching small group classes at Clover Park, actually, in Santa Monica. Nice. And from there, I was gonna I was in talks to open up my own gym at the time, and honestly, I'm really grateful that it didn't pan out, because the investors that I had just didn't really have my best interest in mind, or my business partner. So it ended up working out, because I got recruited by this company called Rumble Boxing.
Okay.
And they're based in New York City. They brought me on in 2018, and they brought me on to be a founding trainer for the West Hollywood location that they were going to open up. And actually, I still teach classes there, man. So yeah, it all came full circle, man. They hired me, and like they were at the time like doing crazy stuff in the media. Like we had never seen a launch of a boxing concept that was just, boxing, and it was a fitness class. It was the first to hit the market, other than like, let's say like the first time you ever seen a spin class was Soul Cycle. But before you had ever seen like a spin class, all you ever thought of with cycling is like Lance Armstrong.
Yeah.
Okay. So to me, when it came to boxing in the fitness space, I'm like, what, like that? I don't know, like Tybo, like that's about it. And so they really were innovative in the space, man. And like they opened up a lot of lanes for people that never tried boxing, and made the workout a lot more palatable to an audience that otherwise probably wouldn't have stepped into a grungy gym like you did, Jim, where they want you to spar and compete.
Yeah, literally.
You know what I mean? So that I was able to go into that company and really like flourish as a trainer, because it was a space that, to me was like uncharted waters and uncharted territory for a lot of guys that came from the boxing gym that I was from. Like nobody really got, these types of opportunities. I got flown to New York. I lived there. I worked there for 7 months, 8 months. And then I flew back to LA, opened up their gym. Actually, we developed a concept on the treadmill, and I moved to San Francisco to launch and open up a few of the locations that they had over there just before the pandemic. So I never thought that like I would end up in that position where as a trainer, I'm, kind of a marquee trainer in the space, and, being able to service clients in multiple markets.
Dude, that's amazing, man. It sounds like you got in good with Rumble, right? Like they basically.
Yeah, dude, they took real good care of me, man. And honestly, to this day, I love their product. I love what they did, and like I still teach a few classes a week, man. It's hard for me to let go of, man. It's a really good company, man. Shout out to Rumble Boxing, man. They really put me on.
That's really dope, man. So you'll be surprised. A lot of our peers ended up doing really well on social media. I don't know if it's just the millennial age or what it is. But do you remember like your first video that kind of like took off in boxing? I know you like probably put up some tutorials or some.
Yeah, I mean, I had done like a couple like training videos that like did pretty well. But I remember the first time I got like a lot of followers at once, and it was from a collaboration with another creator, and his name is Shane Faison. He has a YouTube channel called Fight Tips. And he had seen my work on Instagram and like was in LA. I think he was moving to LA, or had already moved to LA. And he came into the gym and did a whole YouTube series with me, like a whole video. And like the video did pretty well. And this was back in 2017 or something. But yeah, so he had accumulated, I think, close to like 1 million followers. He was just about to get 1 million followers, but he had a loyal following. And like when he put me on his YouTube channel, I had never touched that. I still don't. I don't have a YouTube channel or anything, but that collaboration with him brought a lot of new people to my page, man. And like, slowly but surely, a lot of interactions like that with other creators definitely helped pedestal me to where I am today.
All right, so there's like a little bit of a rub when you work with a bigger creator. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, man, and like within the same niche like space that I was in, he had already been killing it on YouTube for years. Right. And like it's funny, right after that, within a few months, he had hit 1 million subscribers and threw a huge like party at the YouTube headquarters in Marina Del Rey. So I got to go attend that. And some of the people from his, like, because he has a cult following of people, like they recognize me from the video. Like, this is crazy, man.
Yeah.
So that was like one of the first time I like walked around somewhere and like got noticed.
Oh, that's cool. Dude,
that's cool.
Man.
I'm gonna hit him with a job deep dive right quick.
Deep dive. Let's see. So I'm losing light in here, fellas. Boom. There we go.
Losing that light. That's
true.
There we go. So this segment is kind of for people listening that maybe didn't go to Santa Monica High School. They don't know much about our kind of unique experience, but it's kind of, for everybody, if they want to kind of walk into your shoes or your path or get into the fitness space or coaching space or build an online following, like kind of what is when you wake up to when you go to sleep, how do you allocate your time to these different endeavors? How would somebody kind of recreate your path here, AJ?
Well, it's kind of tough. I ended up like, just any level of success I found within my niche space or profession, it kind of fell on my lap through situations like, a catalyst situation of a shoulder surgery took me into the role of being a trainer. Yeah. Prior to that, I was just, amateur boxer trying to, with aspirations of turning professional. Like, and that I whatever situations I ended up in, I just made the most out of it because like I told you guys earlier in the segment, I didn't have the best rapport with our administration in high school because I had such a bad, rapport with the administration in middle school. Yeah. And so by the time I was a freshman, they unfortunately set me on a path to not even get an opportunity to apply to any four-year college. Like by the time I was a freshman, the only path that Santa Monica High School would be able to provide for me was to go to a community college and then to a four-year university.
Right.
So I was like, all right, I went through all 4 years of high school knowing I'm not going to be going to college unless I go to a community college. That was the only path that I had. And it's unfortunate. And honestly, I think that if I had put up more of a fight, like because they did this without, really my parents having all the information. They put me in the classes. They took me in. Like my parents weren't in the meeting. Like they both worked. So I took the meeting with one of our administrators. I forget his name, but he broke it down to me and told me, what the path was going to be for me with this high school. Unless like I cleaned it up my freshman year, I would end up going to Olympic High School to get my GED, and that was it. Yeah. So honestly, that like was like a scared straight moment for me. I was like, dude, I better clean it up. Okay. And since then, like any situation that I've been in that's been negative, I just like tried my best to just work hard and turn it into a positive. And luckily, like putting passion first before anything really got me to where I am today.
Okay. And then how many clients do you have today? Like what does your day-to-day look like in terms of
my day-to-day, like typically I have like 2 to 3 clients in the morning.
Okay.
And even like to this day, like I still have a client who still trains with me virtually still. Like she lives in San Francisco and comes in town every now and then. And then I teach classes, big group fitness classes. I recently stopped doing digital workouts. I used to film workouts a few times a week too, for a company. And I've done a lot of digital work in the fitness space, man. I'm kind of burnt out from it, man. So, and but then on top of that, I also assist my buddy who's he's a head trainer for a lot of prize fighters, and I assist him with some of his fighters. And actually this weekend we have a fight that we're cornering in Long Beach. So like it's either I'm training, day-to-day clients that are paying me for private training, training large groups or small groups, and also assisting with training fighters too. And then on top of that, the digital work too, man. I still like do like Zoom workouts. I still train people on camera, and then I filmed a lot of on-demand workouts too, man. And that's kind of like been like the the most crazy path because like I filmed so many workouts over the last 4 years since the pandemic and on multiple platforms. And to this day, I have like people who fly into LA, end up taking one of my group classes. And they're like, oh my God, I took your class so many times. So I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Like, oh, I'm from Minnesota. And I came to LA and like a part of like, you know, what I was going to do down here was come see my favorite trainer. That I'm like, what? I'm like, hold on, bro. Like, it ain't that serious, man. But like, you know, it's been pretty rewarding, man. I've had a pretty cool experience, honestly, being a boxing trainer.
I think it's cool that you have so many diverse, you know, avenues to have in the boxing world by and large, because I feel like burnout might be a big factor, I guess, in the fitness space as well, like doing the same type of workouts or whatever. But knowing that you can go to fight camps or like go be a corner man for somebody, like it kind of changes up the vibe of what you're doing, which is cool.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, that type of work, you know, it's not the most rewarding as far as finances go, but it does, you know, I get more fulfillment out of it. It feels like it's a more authentic thing to be doing. And then, you know, it's kind of, you know, the fitness space, you know, comes with a level of like, we're not actually punching people in the face. We're not teaching boxing to that same extent, but it is a workout. And like, they are going to learn everything that a boxer does besides getting punched in the face and punching somebody else back in the face. But yeah, man, like that's pretty much my day to day is all boxing and multiple facets of how I would do boxing, you know, in a fitness space, one-on-one private training, group setting, on camera, with a fighter, any of it. And like, that's honestly my, every day. And like, I have ADHD. So I didn't know that till like after high school. Apparently I was prescribed it. My mom kept it a secret from me. I was like, yo, I probably would have done so much better in school had I known this, but like, anyways. So I think, my day-to-day has a lot to do with it. I'm able to do a lot of things and stay interested because like I'd probably be bored as hell if I only had to do one thing all day.
Dude, I love it, man. Your path makes so much sense, bro.
I appreciate that, man.
Bro, you have a face that can be on camera for real. You know,
I appreciate it. I'm on camera right now. You fellas too, man. You guys want to start a podcast, man. Sure. Yeah.
I remember because we used to play a lot of basketball. You were super athletic.
Dude, that's funny. I don't even like basketball, bro. I thought I sucked at basketball.
But you can run, bro.
I can run, I can dribble, and I can play defense. But I don't know why I could never put the ball in, bro. Like, I wasn't able to.
Shooting wasn't strong. But,
I wasn't able. I wasn't even able to touch rim till like junior year. So like, all right, there's no chance. When all these kids had their growth spurts and they're playing real basketball, I'm like, I'm good off this sport, man. So I appreciate that, bro. Thank you, man.
Sure, man. Are we doing favorite memory of the guest?
Yeah, let's do that real quick, man. For sure. Man, I have a terrible memory. This one is always hard for me. I was gonna do a little cop out and say you just hitting the bag for like 2 minutes on the show was like a good moment. Like I like.
I will take it. I'm cool with that. Yeah. I'm with Tyler, man.
I do remember in high school, just like you said, obviously being a homecoming king and kind of meshing with different cliques and kind of being a well-rounded guy. I definitely remember you being able to hang out really well with anybody, but there's nothing like absolutely specific that's coming to my mind right now.
Well, that's good because in that way, like I politic well enough for you not to have. Because honestly, I feel like you could get compliments and nice things said to you all day, and like being an influencer on social media now, like I always remember the negative comments I get. Yeah. And I'm like, who the fuck is this, man? What troll account is this? I'm gonna go get this motherfucker, but like, I'm like, all right, so that means that like there was no negative interactions.
There was literally zero negative interactions.
You know what I'm saying? Like I swear I got along with most people, dude. Yeah. Like unless like somebody secretly hated me, like I wouldn't know.
Yeah. That's wild, man. I don't think we hated AJ. AJ was pretty nice to everybody.
I hope so, dude. I try my best, man.
Yeah, man. My turn, dude. I known you for a really long time, probably 6th grade or some shit. I remember, dude, we had such a diverse group in middle school, and then our friendship just kind of like went into high school and beyond. He was just a cool dude, man.
I appreciate that, bro. Thanks, man.
We used to wear pro clubs in like the 6th and 7th grade.
I still wear pro clubs, bro. Like that's never changed. Like that's never changed. Like matter of fact, that's my work uniform when I go to corner a fight. I'll wear Dickies and pro clubs just to like I've had to corner fights. I'm licensed in multiple states in the United States, but I've also cornered abroad. So like I went to corner a fight in England before. I almost had to go to South America for one of the fighters that I work with. But like my uniform every time I go to corner a fight is a pro club and a Dickie suit.
Dude,
I don't know. It just feels like the proper uniform. And then when I go abroad or to a different state, like I was just in Tacoma, Washington for a fight.
Yeah.
Like me and my team, like we do training camps, and the gym is in LA.
Yeah.
You have LA coaches in your corner, and like we're wearing a Dickie suit, bro. Like I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. Like this is what we're wearing. Right?
Old habits, bro. I remember that very clearly, man. And I just know you, man. We hung out quite a bit in middle school and into high school. I didn't get to see you as much, but I still saw you around, bro. And it's still always good vibes, man.
You didn't stay on the football team, Jimbo. All right.
I did that one, not a lot.
Yeah.
You would have played ball, man. We would have still been kicking it. No, I'm playing, man. But,
That's right.
I don't know. I feel like everybody like after middle school like branches out, and even
I don't know. Like,
school.
I don't know what I would have played in football, bro. I just didn't have a position.
Yeah.
Dude, you could have been on the line and fucking smashed some heads, bro.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true. Put him on the line, man. Put him on the line.
Yeah, man. We used to hang out with some like dudes that went to Olympic, but like they're G's, man.
Like I didn't want to go to Olympic, but I still kicked it with homies and went there. Like I'm not tripping. Like
right. Yeah, me, bro. Heck no, dude. But all good memories, bro.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah. Let's send them into the lightning round, T.
All right.
Let's go.
In order to go to lightning round, first we got to play Feeding the Ducks, though. So this is the legendary soundtrack to the pod. So enjoy this for a little bit. Just give it a little bit right there. Okay.
All right, fire. All right. Yeah, let's go.
That's all right. All right. It's another like 6-question thing. There's no skips. This is all easy stuff to wrap the show up. So first one's going to be, what was the best off-campus lunch spot?
Best off-campus lunch spot. I went to El Pollo Loco a lot.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite was Taqueria Chihuahua.
Dude, that thing smashed.
Yeah.
Everyone says Taqueria.
That was fire. But that was like on a good day, you know, like when I had a tight budget back then, so I was like El Pollo Loco had the little dollar menu that you could get some off of. So that was it. And all right, damn, you know what? I take that back. Okay. I'm going L&L barbecue. That was for sure my favorite.
Oh, it's fire, bro.
L&L barbecue was my favorite. Yeah,
those are the top two for sure. Yep. Okay, L&L, final choice. Okay. Question 2: hardest class you took in high school? Any fail like classes or
hardest class I took probably was California literature, Cal Lit in senior year. I had
Barraza or Harris?
Yeah, Barraza. I had Barraza, and I just remember like right from the jump, like I would always like be in class either like, you know, by the time I was a senior, I kind of calmed down. I wasn't trying to be like the center of attention or class clown, but I did that a lot. But for some reason, like I felt like Mr. Barraza was like, am I saying his name right? Barraza?
Yeah.
Barraza, my fault. All right. So Mr. Barraza, I remember being in his class and like just feeling like he had like isolated me, like kind of like made me a scapegoat for like potential class clown tomfoolery. And he would have been right, but I wasn't on that path. I really was on a different time. But I remember I wanted to prove to him that I'm not just some dumb kid. Like I'm fairly competent. And like I remember one time I'd actually read the book that we were supposed to read. It was a John Steinbeck book, and he had called on me to give my opinion on the chapter that we were supposed to read. Yeah. And I remember giving back feedback on the chapter and what had happened, and he was like, kind of like, "Oh, you actually read it." Wow. But like, I tried hard in that class. I was like, "Dude, fuck that! You're not gonna make me look like an idiot." Like, and I remember that challenge, and I'm really grateful that he made me like feel seen or like I mattered, or like if I would mess up, he would call me out on it.
Yeah.
But other than that, any other class that actually like I was like having a hard time and my teachers really didn't care that much, like, you know, whatever. I did just enough. I showed up to class. That's all they could get out of me, you know.
That's right.
Question 3 is going to be, which year of high school would you most like to relive? You could wake up tomorrow and do that whole year again.
Senior year, for sure, dude. Like, senior was great. Yeah, I mean, because junior year I didn't get to play football because I had the same shoulder that I had surgery on. I actually fractured my clavicle on this side and still like not even completely healed. So that happened sophomore year. So junior year I skipped football and ran track, and track was so hard, bro. Like I remember how much I hated running track, but I still did it because I couldn't play football. And I made a lot of really good friendships that year. But senior year, like, that was the most fun I ever had in high school.
Legit. Yeah. Question 4: would you rather have a late start Wednesday or an early release Friday?
I think initially, like the first 2-3 years of high school, early start. But by the time I got to senior year, I was done with football. And so it's like getting out on Friday early, like, was really early for me. Like, by the time football season was over, because we got that out the way by the time we got back from winter break. So I was free, and like I would always have some. I would always have homies to kick it with, something to do. So like I think earlier on, like late start, but like by the time, like I've never had an issue waking up early.
Okay. Yeah, I was terrible at that. Still am, but respect. That's awesome.
Fair enough.
Question 5: who was the hottest teacher at Samo?
We didn't have any hot teachers at Samo, man.
That's kind of stumping people a lot.
I had a history teacher, sophomore or junior. She dated one of the football coaches.
One of the Kudas or whatever?
Yeah, she dated one of the Kudas. She had curly hair. I forgot her name. Okay. But like, that's all I could think of, to be honest. Like, my freshman year, she wasn't like a hot babe, but she was like a really pretty girl. I think her name was Miss Stevens.
I think we've heard her on this podcast.
Dude, she was the sweetest teacher I ever had, and like, I think she had like a very nurturing vibe to her that I never really received from teachers. That like definitely made me feel like a lot more comfortable in her space. And not like I had a huge crush on her, but like, I think like that was a trait that I really appreciated out of women that I guess I didn't really see too much of. But I think her name was Miss Stevens my freshman year, and she was really cool, man. But I'm not gonna go out here and be like, oh, she was hot as fuck, dude. Like, and honestly, she probably was, but like, she never like presented that, that energy. You know what I mean?
For sure.
You're like, we smashed, but she wasn't that hot.
No, never that, dude. Never, no. I ain't gonna
fair enough. Last question. What song from our high school era is still on your playlist today?
Damn. It's a Nipsey Hussle song. Hustle in the House.
Dude, I like that song. That's pretty cool.
Hustle in the House. Yeah. Rest in peace, Nip, man. I still got Nip in rotation for sure.
I love that. Yeah. R.I.P. Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Well, that was the last one there. Let's do a little plug here to get us final wrap up on the show, man. So this is the floor. The floor is yours. Say whatever you want. It could be shout outs to old classmates. It could be your business opportunities you got going. It could be channels. It could be whatever you want it to be, man.
Yeah, I mean, if you're interested in boxing training, I'm actually in the works of opening up a gym in Santa Monica with some of my buddies. So I'm going to come back to the West Side. Right. It's going to be, it's called The Works. It's off of, actually not too far from not too far from Samo High. It's off of Lincoln and between Ocean Park and Pico.
Okay.
So anyway.
But that's pick up boxing. Jim's about to go there.
Come through, bro. Come through. We got some for everybody. And then on Instagram is where you can probably find most of my socials and TikTok, the real AJ Perez. And final thoughts, man. Honestly, this was just dope to like kick it with you guys, man. Like catch up, man. Because again, like the whole reason you guys started this thing I read up on was like we had our 10-year reunion during the pandemic, and now COVID kind of killed that for us. And it's funny, like through the years, I actually ran into a few of our classmates, man. And like even like because I won homecoming king, every now and then I run into the homecoming queen. And it's Zoe, and she's killing it. Zoe Gillespie, dude. She's she is vice president of marketing. I forgot the exact title. Yeah. We'd have to check it up on LinkedIn. Right? Yeah, Capitol Records, dude. She's killing it. Wow. Dude. And like, actually, it's funny. I was filming on camera workouts for Lululemon. I was getting flown out to New York for the last 2 years. But they got bought out by Peloton, so that job sadly came to an end. That was really fun for me, but. On one of my last trips in New York City filming for Lululemon, at the same hotel I was at, I was actually leaving to go get lunch after filming. Zoe was in the lobby checking out. And I was like, oh, man, that's crazy. I ran into the homecoming queen right here in the lobby. She's doing some big stuff for Capitol Records. I'm over here doing, I'm over here a boxing trainer. I'm like, yeah, man, this girl really doing big moves. I'm just a boxing trainer, dude, I'll do the best I can. I guess it was pretty cool that I was filming for Lululemon, but like – Dude, I ain't no like vice president of nothing for no Capitol Records, but man, so shout out to Zoe Gillespie. Hopefully you guys can get her on the podcast, man. Yeah, she probably got a lot more like plugs and good advice and things like that. I had a little
you know how to hurt people and punch people. She's got actual advice.
No. I would say I know how to motivate people to work out and how to make them feel good and how to make them feel seen. Because that's my biggest role. Like, although I do participate in the authentic boxing stuff, like that's my main gig is welcoming people to boxing training and making the boxing workout more palatable to an audience that otherwise would probably feel very intimidated to do a boxing workout.
Making people feel seen, man. That is a superpower that will take you very far. And now I can see why your career has kind of shaped out the way it is, because that is a perfect way to explain, the AJ Perez phenomenon is the ability to make other people feel seen. Yeah.
I appreciate that, baby. Thank you, Tyler. Good looking out,
man. Of course, man. Well, that was the show. Any final words, Jim?
Go follow AJ Perez, bro. Try to
follow the boy, man.
And watch our shit. So that's it.
That's it. That was another episode of the Alumni Piece. That was awesome. Thanks for being on, AJ.
Thank you guys, man.
Yep.